Sometimes in life, problems can be crazy. For example, can you figure out a connection between an ice cream and the car not starting? The two of them are connected. As crazy as it may sound, this is a real problem. Hey folks, welcome to CSKSpeaks. I'm CSK and I'm an educator. Problems are dime a dozen. All of us are having problems as part and parcel of our lives. Some problems are easy to solve. Some problems are quick to solve. Some problems are crazy to solve. But the truth is, they do exist. The craziest the problems are, the coolest you need to be while solving them. Now here's a story which will illustrate just that fact. There was a specific model from General Motors car manufacturer, and that Platonic model had a peculiar problem. They received a letter from one of their customers, second time in a row, and his complaint was quite peculiar. He said, "Listen, we are a family of 5 members. We are loving, we are enjoying our life. I bought your new car recently. We have this family ritual, and that ritual is soon after our family dinner, every night, we vote. We vote on the flavor of the ice cream we would like to eat. And when my family votes and the final flavor is decided, I make a run to the nearby ice cream shop to get the flavor." Now, the problem here, which you might hear from me, may sound very peculiar, but this is my problem and I want you to solve my problem. And the problem is, every single time I go to fetch vanilla flavor of the ice cream, my car does not start. You heard that right. What's the connection between a vanilla ice cream and his car not starting? But the truth is, this letter appeared on the General Motors manager's table second time in a row in 2 months. Manager, being a balanced man, thought this problem should be given its due attention and sent his engineer to knock on that person's door. And when the engineer arrived at the person's door, he was actually surprised to see a fairly well-educated man on the other side of the door answering the door, and he was making assumptions that this is a peculiar problem and the guy who is bringing up must be really peculiar, if not more. But when he saw a well-educated man, he kind of gave him a serious listening. And when that issue was discussed, they fixed up a time. The engineer said, "Well, this time, that is today, when you go to make the run for getting an ice cream, I'll come with you." He went. They bought the vanilla ice cream and the car did not start. The engineer tried, the car owner tried, it never started. Finally, after a while, it started and they came back. Next day, they made another appointment. The second time they went, but this time the family had voted for a chocolate flavor. The car started. The next time, the third day, the family voted for a pistachio flavor. The car started. Again, fourth day, the family voted for vanilla flavor. Car did not start. Now you might be wondering, is this for real? Yes, it is for real. It's a case study documented in the General Motors journal. Now what happened? The engineer went around finding different ways and means to target and handle this problem. He thought maybe it's the time of the day the man started. Maybe it's the weather. Maybe it is the route which he took. Maybe there is some mischief that somebody is trying to play fool. Maybe it's running out of gas or fuel. No. He tried, and every single time he went to buy vanilla ice cream, the car never started. Finally, after a completely crazy time of around 10 days, he understood that the problem was not with the car, but with the shop that sold ice cream. Now you might be wondering, how is that related? Vanilla, being a popular flavor, was kept right at the front of the shop. All other flavors were kept at the back of the counter. So the time for a customer to pick up a vanilla ice cream was relatively shorter compared to any other flavor. Now what happened was that model of the General Motors car, the Protonic, had a peculiar safety feature, which is a vapor lock. Since the man was making a run to get vanilla ice cream, the time he took was very, very less. So within that time, the engine was not able to cool off, and that's why the vapor lock was not released. So every single time the man came to pick up vanilla ice cream from the front of the shop, he could get back to the car within no time, and the vapor lock could not have been released. That's why the car never started. But other times when he came to pick up chocolate or pistachio or any other flavor, he had to literally come up to the back of the shop, wait for a while, and that time was enough for the vapor lock to be released. Now you figured out the connection between vanilla flavor and the car not starting. So friends, as I said at the beginning, however peculiar the problem may be, it can be solved if you can think coolest. Be out of the box and think. Why am I giving you this story? There are two ways to handle any issue. One, easy to say, not my problem. The manager could have easily said, this customer has lost it. Who am I to look at this, and why should I waste my time? Let him go to hell. Two, give it a serious thought. Go to the root of the matter and see if you can come up with a solution, and that's exactly what happened in the story. You and I always face such encounters. We face such scenarios, and we have these two choices. One, to give it up and say that it's none of my business, it's not my problem, this is something crazy and I'm not going to waste my time and energy on that. Or two, think coolest, think crazily, and try to get hold of the problem. Remember, every problem is a real problem, apart from the ones you make up in your mind. But if it is happening there, it is a real problem. Now, every real problem has real solutions. Only it's a matter of time for you and me to figure it out. So let this video give you that inspiration that as long as there is a peculiar problem, I will have the coolest idea to solve it. Thank you very much for watching CSK Speaks. Thank you.